Hello everyone! In this video, I'm going to show you how to create an automation script with Python and Selenium. And what this script is going to do is open the Mega Millions website, go to all of the past winning numbers, check all of the winning numbers from the last 10 years, and then save them into a CSV file. What are you going to do with the CSV file later? I don't know. It can be just for fun, or you can try to analyze the data, maybe somehow find a way to, based on this information, win the lottery. I don't know. What I did just for fun, I created a script just to count the probability. What it does, it basically looks at the numbers from the past 10 years or from the last year and just check what was the frequency, like what were the most six frequent numbers. Does it give me any advantage of winning the lottery? Probably not. But just for fun and for practice, I think it's a nice thing to do. So let me show you first how the script works. Let me run it. It's going to open Chrome, obviously, automation, and it will navigate to this website. You see this button here, load more, the jumping. So the script just pressing the button and keeps pressing it until the button is not there anymore. After the button is not there, it looks at the page, like the whole page with the numbers, and then just scrape it, save it into the CSV file. So let me stop the script here. In the output, you will get a data CSV file, call it whatever you want, with all of the numbers, dates, numbers, mega, or if you want to scrape any additional information, you can do that too, up to February 2010. And that's it. So let's start. In order to start, you can use any ID you want. I'm using PyCharm. That's what I like. We need to create a new file, obviously. And let's call it Mega Millions um, numbers. Okay, so we need to install Selenium. I already have it installed. You can go to the official documentation and just follow the installation here. If you're using PyCharm, it's very easy to install. You just press on File, Settings, Python Interpreter, and then on this little plus here, look for Selenium and just click Install Package. I already have it, so I'm not going to do that, but that's it. That's pretty easy. Apply, okay, and you have Selenium already installed. That's it. With me, it's been a while since I used Selenium, and just in general, I'm not very good with syntax. So what I do, I always use or the official documentation or just Google if I don't remember something, use ChatGPT. We have so many helpers right now, so use them. The most important thing is the logic. I mean, syntax you will remember with time if you're using the same libraries, if you're using the same frameworks, or you can always, Google it in just 2 seconds. So if I go to the Getting Started page here, you already see a snippet of just an example of how to use Selenium. So you import WebDriver, you open the Firefox, the browser, whatever browser you're using, and then you navigate to a page with the command driver get. So let's just copy that, very simple, and see what we can do with that. We import the WebDriver, then we want to open our browser, and then we want to navigate to the Mega Millions website. So instead of Firefox, I'm going to use Chrome. And then instead of this website, I'm going to navigate to the Mega Millions. So Mega Millions, this is the main website, but we have the past winning numbers. So I think it will be beneficial to just navigate directly to this website instead of going to the main one and then click, just extra click. But you can do that too, just an extra click if you want to practice. That's good too. So let's paste this website here. And I recommend after like every step or every couple steps, try to run the script to see if it works. Because if at this point it's not going to work, it means maybe we didn't do the installation correctly. Maybe we had some mistakes with the syntax. So just run it, make sure it works, and after that we can continue. At this point, all it's supposed to do is just open Chrome, navigate to the website without any errors, and that's it. And looks like it works, don't have any issues. Okay, so now we can continue. What will be our next step? Our next step will be looking for this load more button. Because what the script does is keep looking for the button, press on it until the button is gone, right? In order to locate an element, we just click, right click, inspect element, and then we can see how we can locate it. Let's go for a second back to the documentation and we go to the section of locating elements. How we can locate elements. So we can use ID, we can use a name, XPath, we can use CSS selector. The one that I specifically like to use, I do like to use CSS selectors. Why? Because most of the time they are the one that more permanent, let's say, they don't change much. So if I have an option to use a CSS selector, probably I'm going to use that. But if I don't, or for some reason it doesn't work, it also happens, we can use something else. So in this case, I can obviously see like the first thing, it's the class, right? We have the class load more button. So basically this button, it, um, it has a part of two classes. One class called load more button and the other class is button. So it's not one class, it's two different classes. We can use this load more button and basically locate it by class. So if we want to locate something by class, that's the command. But first we need to import by. So let's import that. And then we can just copy like the command itself. Or we can we can start just typing and it will autocomplete. If it autocompletes, by the way, probably we're doing something right. If it does not autocomplete, so maybe we didn't import something, some library, or maybe we are wrong with the syntax. But if it's autocompletes, that everything is right. So by, and we want to use class name. And our class name is, as we said, load more button. Oopsie. Right click, inspect, here, load more button. And paste it. And we want to click on it, right? Let's run the code, just make sure it works. So after, if it's going to work, and we already see that it is, one click is not enough, right? We need to keep clicking on it until the button is gone, until it's not present anymore. So for that, we will use a loop. We can use a for loop or we can use a while loop, but in this case, when I keep pressing, I don't really know how many times I will press. Like I don't count it. I don't know. So if I use a for loop, I need to give it some condition, right? Like until when you keep clicking it. So I think in this case, it will be better to use while true. Means while this button still exists, like while true, while the button is still there, keep clicking on it. And if it's not, when it's not present, then we're going to write all of this information into a CSV file. So we'll just write while true, right? While true, while the button is still there, just keep pressing. And let's just adjust. Let's try to run it again and see what happens. So it looks like it keeps pressing, but at some point it gives me an error. And let's see what the error says. So the error says no such element, unable to locate an element. In this case, it can happen because the pressing happens too fast. So it still doesn't load the element, but it's already trying to press it because we're in a loop, right? We keep pressing again and again and again. But we load more stuff and it takes for the button sometimes some time to load. So we need to wait for it. And for that, in all of the frameworks, if it's Selenium or if it's any other framework, you have conditions that you can use. So for example, you have a condition, wait until this element is present and then click. Or wait until this element exists and then click. Or wait until this element is clickable. So let's see what kind of conditions we have in Selenium. So here they give us an example. We import the expected condition, and this is like a shortcut for ES. You can just import it without this part, just import expected condition, and in the code use expected condition dot presence of element. But they import it this way just to make it, more readable, I guess. So we import this one, and then they show us an example of the element, which wait 10 seconds, up to 10 seconds, until expected condition, the presence of element is located. So we just wait until it's present. And this is the list of all of the condition. We can, until divisibility, presence, we can wait until the element is clickable or until it's selected. I think in our case, because we want to click on an element, so wait until element is clickable will be like the most logical thing to do. So we can just do that. And I can see just right here, I already have an example on how to do it. So I will just copy that. So we import the expected conditions and let's copy this part too. So this is a wait. When you have this kind of red underline, if I hover over it, I can see that it's unresolved reference. So it's probably I need to import something or something is wrong with my syntax. So they just didn't mention it here, but I actually need to import it and then it will resolve the issue here. So wait until up to 10 seconds, right? And then element, like that's the variable, wait until element is clickable. And then we just locate it not by ID. In our case, we locate it by class name, and this is the class name. So let's just erase that. And instead of element, we call it load more button. And then it's supposed to click it. Also, in order to improve the code and like make it more readable, cleaner, because we already located the element here, so what's the point to try and locate it again, right? So we can just use this variable that we created, load more button, and directly click on it. Because like why to try to locate the same element twice? So let's try again. Run the code and see if it works. So it looks like it's clicking the button pretty fast, but we still have an issue. Probably it clicks like too fast at some point that somehow it finishes and clicks on, one of the old drawings. So in this case, I think we can use a wait, like wait an extra second between the clicks. Means we still wait until the element is clickable and then just let's do it a little bit slower, right? So we can do, there's a time option. I know, sleep like 1 second. Oh, here it's imports it already. It's going to be a little bit slower, but it should do the job. So let's try. So let's actually wait if it goes until the end, until 2010. And for you to know, for your information, we didn't give any other condition, means it keeps clicking the button while it's true, while the button still exists. But when the button doesn't exist anymore, it doesn't know what to do. So probably it's going to give us an error after it goes to the button of 2010, February 2nd, 2010. But if it does, it means like if we see 2010 here, it means that everything works as expected. So the next part, what we can do, we can start clicking, right, the button while it exists, and then give it a condition, okay, when you're done, when the button doesn't exist anymore, then take all of this and write it into a CSV file. So you can see it works a little bit slower, but eventually it looks like it works because we're already in 2013. Um, so yeah, it's supposed to go until 2010, just want to make sure. So let's wait for it. Okay, we already in July, May, cool. Okay, so it went until February, until 2010. It means that it works correctly. This is the first part of the video, and the next part I'm going to explain you how to do the next condition, how to write it into a CSV file. So thank you for watching, and if you have any questions, write them into the comments. Thank you so much and have a great day.